Well, I think the whole concept of nutrient management widened quite a bit when we got to the nutrient loss reduction strategy issues and how that impacts water quality. And I think if one thing pops into my mind that's important for farmers to understand is that not to look at it from a defensive point of view so much, but to look at it as an opportunity, because if there are nutrient losses being registered or picked up downstream, I think that creates somewhat of an opportunity to implement practices on the farm to increase returns on investments on a lot of fertilizer inputs that we're using to grow crops in Illinois. So I think that just shining a light on that, I think creates an opportunity to farmers to better manage their cropping systems as they look to tighten up some of the nutrient loss problems that exist and are going to continue to exist because with agriculture being done outside and not in a controlled weather environment, there's just a lot of variables. But I think that there's as many opportunities as there are things on the downside just to open people's eyes about this.
They could certainly save a lot of money in not putting something on their crop that's going to end up downstream.
Well, I think so, and I think just the concept of improved land management is tremendous, because if you look at the land prices aren't getting any cheaper, and see auction prices go up and up and up, the land cost of agriculture is the biggest component of the cost of putting in a crop or maintaining a farming operation. So it just makes sense that we would have some idea of a higher value to preserving the land, because the soil productivity is what drives our crop production. And I think a lot of times with all of the new technology and inputs, whether it's seed genetics or some of the biotech products and all the equipment that we have, that tends to take some of the emphasis off of the importance of just the basics of soil. And soil is what it all holds it together. So I think that there's opportunities there to do a lot of good that will help now and on down the road.
Do you have any fears that regulators, whether they be federal or state, will impose restrictions on what sort of nutrient volume that a farmer could be using to raise a corn or soybean crop?
I don't really have any information that would lead me to think one way or the other. I guess whatever you can dream up, the possibility is always there and seems to be growing every day. But I think with a lot of the research that I've been involved with through NREC and working with the University of Illinois and the Illinois Fertilizer and Chemical Association on surface runoff and some of the tile drainage that goes on, as well as nitrogen management, that we found in a lot of cases simply regulating or controlling the amount of fertilizer input isn't necessarily the driving factor in runoff. It's more of a situation where there tends to be a little bit too much tillage in some cases, and I think that all of our research points to the fact that if we would do a little bit less tillage, have more cover crops and or more wheat in the rotation, things like that, and couple that with a sound nitrogen management program, that can bring us a long way to meet these goals, improve our return on investment on our fertilizer, and work in the bigger picture to do a part to help ourselves and the environment as well.